I want to talk today about something that I consider one of the most important supplements I take, not just for physical health, but for peace of mind. It's called Omega-3 and I take it every single day. Not because it's trendy, not because someone on social media said to, but because I've done the research and I know what it can do for the brain, especially when it comes to Alzheimer's prevention, which is something very personal to me. My mom had Alzheimer's. Watching her go through that, there's no real way to describe it. It's not just memory loss, it's a slow unraveling of the person you knew. And if you've seen it in someone you love, you know exactly what I mean. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. So now as an adult in my 40s, I think about that disease a lot. I'm not afraid of it in the obsessive way I used to be about health things, but I am proactive. And here's something that most people don't know. Alzheimer's doesn't start when you're 75. It doesn't even start in your 60s. The biological process behind Alzheimer's disease, things like plaque buildup in the brain and inflammation, those changes begin decades earlier, often in your 30s and 40s. That's why I believe the time to take action is now, not when symptoms show up later in life. That's where omega-3s come in. Let's start with what they actually are. Omega-3s are a type of polyunsaturated fat. They're called essential because our bodies can't make them. We have to get them from food or supplements. There are three main types. ALA, alpha-linolenic acid, found in flax seeds, chia seeds, and walnuts. AEPA, eicosapentaenoic acid, and DHA, docosahexaenoic acid, found in fatty fish and fish oil. EPA and DHA are the two forms your body actually uses for brain health, heart health, and reducing inflammation. ALA is fine, but your body has to convert it into EPA and DHA, and it's not very efficient at doing that. So while it's great to eat flax and walnuts, if you're really focused on cognitive health, you want to get EPA and DHA directly. Now, why does this matter? Let's talk about the brain first. About 60% of the human brain is made up of fat, and a significant portion of that fat is DHA. That's one of the main omega-3s. Your brain needs DHA to function properly. It helps with memory, focus, mood regulation, and protecting your neurons. Think of it like maintenance for your brain's wiring. Studies have shown that people with higher levels of omega-3s in their blood tend to have larger brain volumes as they age, especially in areas related to memory. That's huge. In Alzheimer's disease, brain shrinkage is one of the major signs of progression. So if something as simple as a supplement can help slow that down or delay it, I'm all in. Beyond memory, omega-3s also have a powerful anti-inflammatory effect in the brain. Chronic inflammation is thought to play a role in cognitive decline and neurological disease, and that's where EPA comes in. EPA is more of an inflammation fighter, while DHA is more structural. Together they make a pretty amazing team. There's also evidence that omega-3s can reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression. That really got my attention. As someone who's dealt with health anxiety for years, anything that helps regulate mood and stabilize mental energy is worth considering. And omega-3s have been shown in multiple studies to help with emotional regulation, especially in people who are deficient. Now, let's move beyond the brain for a minute because omega-3s are multitaskers. They also support heart health by reducing triglycerides, lowering blood pressure slightly, and even making your blood less likely to form dangerous clots. They also support eye health, joint health, skin hydration, and even immune function. But honestly, I take them mostly for my brain, because I know what's at stake. So how do you get omega-3s? Ideally, you'd eat oily fish 2 to 3 times a week. Things like salmon, sardines, mackerel, and anchovies are some of the best sources. Wild-caught is ideal, but do what's available and affordable to you. The problem is, most of us don't eat fatty fish that often. I know I don't. So that's where supplements come in. I take a high-quality fish oil supplement every day. But, and this is really important, it only works if you take the right dose in the right way. Most cheap fish oil pills you find at the grocery store don't have enough EPA and DHA to make a difference. You want to aim for at least 1,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA per day, and many experts recommend 2,000 milligrams or more for therapeutic effects, especially for brain support. So when you're looking at a supplement label, don't look at the total fish oil content. Look at how much EPA and DHA is actually in there. That's the number that matters. Also, omega-3 supplements should always be taken with a meal that contains fat. That's because they're fat-soluble. If you take them on an empty stomach or with a low-fat meal, your body won't absorb them properly. I usually take mine with breakfast or dinner. depending on when I've had a meal with healthy fat like eggs, olive oil, or avocado. Another thing to know, quality matters. Some fish oils can be oxidized or poorly processed, which defeats the purpose. Look for third-party testing, certifications, and companies that are transparent about sourcing. You don't need to spend a fortune, but don't grab the cheapest bottle on the shelf either. Now, if you're vegetarian or allergic to fish, you can take algae oil. It's a plant-based source of DHA and sometimes EPA. It tends to be a little more expensive, but it's a great alternative. So let's zoom out again for a second. If you're someone who deals with health anxiety like I do, omega-3s serve a very specific purpose. They're not magic, but they support things that anxiety often makes us worry about. Brain function, heart health, inflammation, even mood. I used to obsess over little symptoms, brain fog, dizziness, skipped heartbeats, the works. But as I've gotten smarter about my health, I've realized that prevention is what gives me peace of mind. I'm not just reacting to problems. I'm actively working to reduce the risk of having them in the first place. And taking omega-3s is part of that plan. It's not the only thing I do, but it's one of the core pieces. I know it supports my brain. I know it supports my heart. I know it's reducing inflammation that could cause problems down the road. And when I do feel anxious, it helps to remember that I'm doing the right things consistently. So if you're looking for one simple, science-backed, low-effort way to support your brain, your heart, and your emotional stability, omega-3s are a great place to start. I'm not saying they'll fix everything, and I'm not a doctor, but I am someone who takes this seriously. If Alzheimer's prevention matters to you, if mental clarity matters to you, if long-term health matters to you, I can't recommend omega-3s enough. Just make sure you're taking the right dose at the right time with the right kind of meal, and try to get some of it from real food too. Thanks for watching. If this helped you, or if you're starting to build your own plan for better brain and body health, hit like and subscribe. I've got a lot more coming. Simple, evidence-based strategies I use to stay healthy, reduce anxiety, and feel more in control every single day. See you in the next one.